We all have dreams we chase and ambitions we fight for. But have we ever stopped to ask what the true cost of reaching the top is? Today's story is about a woman who built an empire of success, only to realize that at the same time, she was also building the walls of her own isolation.
Eleanor Vance didn't dream of success. She engineered it with the precision of an architect designing a skyscraper. Raised in a modest neighborhood where the houses were small but the dreams were smaller, Eleanor was the exception. While other kids played with dolls or rode bicycles, she would sit at the kitchen table sketching buildings and writing to-do lists. Her parents worked tirelessly. Her father at the local post office, her mother as a school librarian, but what they earned in love, they lacked in luxury. Eleanor quietly promised herself that her life would be different. She didn't just want comfort, she wanted power. Her ambition was not born from greed, but from a desperate hunger to escape the fragility of life as she knew it. She wanted to be untouchable, unshakable. She wanted her name to be synonymous with victory. But like all things that burn too brightly, her fire consumed more than it illuminated. As Eleanor rose, everything else in her life slowly fell away. Friendships, laughter, and the small moments that no amount of success could ever replace.
Early in her career, Eleanor was a rising star at Wilkins & Moore, one of the most prestigious law firms in the city. She arrived before dawn, and her heels echoed down the empty marble halls long after the cleaning crews had gone home. Her work ethic became legendary, her cases airtight. She wasn't just noticed, she was feared. But ambition has a cost. One rainy Tuesday night, her best friend Chloe called. They had met on the first day of college and had once vowed to be in each other's weddings. "Ellie, Mark just proposed. We're celebrating tonight. You have to come." Eleanor looked at her phone, then at her laptop, where redlined edits filled a major acquisition brief due the next morning. She hesitated, her heart pulling her in one direction, her mind in another. "Congratulations, Chloe. I'm so happy for you, but I can't make it. Work is killing me." There was a pause. The silence on the line stretched out, awkward and loaded. "Okay, Ellie, as you wish." That night was the first brick Eleanor laid in the invisible wall around her. Weeks passed, Chloe's texts became shorter, less frequent. Then came her father's 60th birthday. Eleanor was deep in negotiations with a foreign investor. She sent a sleek Rolex engraved with, "To the man who taught me discipline." He called that night, his voice soft with age and disappointment. "The watch is beautiful, my dear, but we missed you." Eleanor, on speakerphone, signed a contract while replying, "I know, Dad. I'll make it up to you soon, promise." But her promises were like polished stones, pretty to look at, cold to the touch. Within the firm, Eleanor's only equal was Marcus Hale. Brilliant, composed, a man with a sharp mind and a softer heart. While Eleanor burned herself out chasing excellence, Marcus maintained a delicate balance between ambition and life. He left every day at 5 p.m. sharp. To Eleanor, it was a sign of weakness. She often smirked when passing his empty office, whispering, "Part-timer." Then came the opportunity, a billion-dollar merger between two international conglomerates. The firm was competing with others for the account. It would be career-defining. Eleanor threw herself into it like a general into battle. 72-hour work weeks, no weekends, and coffee replacing sleep. Marcus was her only serious competition, but he still left at 5 every day. On the day of the presentation, Eleanor stood before the boardroom full of executives, polished and precise. Her pitch was flawless. She won. As she walked out, Applause ringing in her ears, she saw Marcus packing his papers quietly. He nodded respectfully. No bitterness, just a quiet dignity. Later that evening, Eleanor glanced out of her town car at a nearby park. She saw Marcus there, his daughter squealing with laughter as he pushed her on a swing. His wife smiled beside him. And in that moment, Eleanor felt something she hadn't in years: envy. Not of his title, but of his peace.
Years passed. Eleanor became a legend. She started her own firm, Vance and Associates, now one of the most powerful legal consultancies on the East Coast. Her name appeared in Forbes, the Wall Street Journal, even Time. She bought a glass penthouse atop the tallest building in the city, where the skyline bowed to her. On the night she won the Businesswoman of the Year award, she gave a speech that brought the crowd to their feet. She shook hands with CEOs, was toasted by senators. When she returned home, the silence hit her like a wave. The apartment was too clean, too perfect. She stepped out of her heels, wincing as her bare feet touched the cold marble floor. She poured herself a glass of wine and stood by the wall of windows. The city blinked below her. So many lights, so many people. And yet, she felt more alone than ever. She opened her phone. "Chloe, last text? Hope you're okay. Call me sometime." "Mom, too late to wake." "Marcus, unread email. Thanks for always pushing me to be better." Her contact list was long. Her life was empty. The sound of her own breathing was the only echo in her empire. The next morning, for the first time in 2 decades, Eleanor didn't check her emails. Instead, she drove. Miles passed in silence as the towering buildings gave way to open skies. She found herself in her childhood neighborhood, where trees leaned over cracked sidewalks and the wind still smelled like laundry and earth. She pulled up in front of her parents' small house. The porch light flickered. The mailbox leaned. But it was home. She sat in the car for a long time. Her chest ached with a fear she didn't recognize, the fear of being vulnerable. She finally walked up the steps and knocked. Her mother opened the door, wearing the same cardigan she always did. Her eyes widened. "Eleanor?" She didn't speak right away. When she did, her voice cracked. "Mom, I think I lost my way."
Healing didn't happen overnight. She didn't abandon her career, but she redesigned it. She reinstated weekends. She invited her father to her office 1 day a week to help with strategy. His eyes lit up every time. She called Chloe. The first call was awkward. The second was easier. The third was filled with laughter and tears. She visited Marcus, who had retired to teach law. They walked through the park and talked about everything they never had time for. She began designing community spaces, free legal aid centers in underserved neighborhoods. She mentored young female lawyers not just in how to win, but in how to live. Conclusion: the blueprint of a new life. Eleanor remained an architect, but this time she wasn't designing towers or empires. She was designing a life, one where Sunday dinners mattered more than Monday deadlines, where smiles weren't earned by winning but given freely, where her name wasn't just feared but loved. She realized that the strongest structure isn't made of steel and glass, it's built from shared stories, sincere apologies, long hugs, quiet dinners, second chances, and open hearts.
She had once built walls to keep the world out. Now she was building bridges to let it in.